Welcome to the class 11 students. Today we will be starting a new chapter with you all, and the name of the chapter is Chemical Constituents of Living Cell, and this chapter is all about the biochemistry portion. That is, it involves the different biomolecules and enzymes and different other topics are there under this chapter. So let's start this chapter. So today we will be starting with the topic of biomolecules and its different types. Okay, and not only types, their classification, properties, structure and functions. So now what are biomolecules? Biomolecules are any organic molecule which are produced by living organisms. So the name bio is there. So bio means any living organism. So any organic molecule produced by living organism which is primarily made up of carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen and oxygen, and may include large macromolecules. Macro means larger. Okay, there are two types of molecules, macro and micro. Macro are the larger ones than micro ones. Okay, and they can produce these large micromolecules such as protein, polysaccharide, lipid, nucleic acid, etc. So these are known as biomolecules. Now coming to the characteristics of a biomolecule. Okay, the first important point will be they are mostly organic compounds coming to the characteristics, they are mostly organic compounds that contain carbon. Carbon is the most important component of each biomolecule. Now they have a specific shape, size and dimension. So here you can see this one is the carbohydrate, this one is protein, this one is lipid and this one is nucleic acids. There are many more types of biomolecules, we will come to that later one, but you can see that different types of biomolecules, the four types that are shown here, all are different from each other in shape, size and dimension. Correct. So all biomolecules have their own specific shape, size and dimension. Next point is that in most of the cases the biomolecules are asymmetric structurally. Suppose in case of carbohydrates it is more or less symmetrical but not fully. Again in case of proteins it is completely asymmetrical, so these two sides are not mirror images of each other. But in case of lipids, you can see if we draw a line from here or here, these two sides are symmetrical of each other. Coming to nucleic acids, again they are not symmetrical to each other. Okay, so in most cases there may be exceptions, but in most cases the biomolecules are asymmetrical in case of structures. Okay, and mostly they are large macromolecules produced from simple and small unit molecules. So here you can see in case of carbohydrates, this is a large molecule which is made up by uniting lots of smaller and simpler unit molecules, okay, which is forming a large molecule as this one. Again in case of proteins, when we discuss the structure of proteins, you will get to see that many small structures, those are biomolecules also, they make up the structure of proteins, which is quite complex. Now coming to the different major biomolecules and their functions. So first one is carbohydrate. Okay, so carbohydrates, their structural unit or the monomers of a carbohydrate is monosaccharide, and these monosaccharides make up complex carbohydrates which are known as polysaccharides. The word mono means one and poly means many, so from that only we can understand that many units of monosaccharides will combine together and make up a complex structure of polysaccharide, which are also known as carbohydrates. Okay, now what is the main function of carbohydrate? They provide material to build cell membrane. This one, okay, they provide material to build the cell membrane and also provide quick energy for the cells. So carbohydrate is our one of the most important biomolecules. Next one we come to is the proteins. Okay, so the monomers of proteins are amino acids. So many amino acids, when they combine together, they can form a protein. So this name of monomer is very important. You have to remember which monomers combine and then form which polymer. Okay, so the monomer of protein is amino acids. Now what is the function of protein? Protein provides structure, aid in muscle movement. Aid means helps in muscle movement, and also provides immunity. So these are the three main functions of protein in our body. Thirdly, we come to the third major biomolecule, that is nucleic acid. Now you all have heard about nucleic acid when we were in your previous classes like class 9 and 10, when we were discussing about DNA, RNA. There you have heard about nucleic acids, and and there are two types of nucleic acids, DNA and RNA. Okay, so both together are known as nucleic acids, and the monomer of these nucleic acids are separate for DNA and RNA. For DNA it is deoxyribonucleotides. Both are nucleotides, but especially for DNA this is deoxyribonucleotides, and for RNA this is ribonucleotides. Okay, so the name of the biomolecule is nucleic acids. There are two types of nucleic acids, DNA and RNA. The monomers of these nucleic acids are together are known as nucleotides, and for each of DNA and RNA there are separate types of monomers, which are deoxyribonucleotides for DNA and ribonucleotides for RNA. Now you must know the function of these nucleotides. They contain genetic information. We all know that DNA carries genetic information, and they also help in direct growth and development of our body. So we are left with the fourth and the last major biomolecule, that is lipid. In common language we call it as fats, but in proper scientific term it is known as lipids. Okay, so the monomer or the structural unit of lipid is fatty acid and glycerol. Okay, so here you can see fatty acid and glycerol. Clear? Now what are the functions of these fatty acids and glycerol? They store energy. We all know that fats give us energy. They store energy. They act as cushion and insulate organs. So whenever we have any injury from the outside, due to this lipid or fat deposition on those on our internal organs, the organs are not always susceptible to damage, because these layers of lipids act as a cushion and insulate these organs. They are also used for production of cell membrane. Okay, so this is all about the major biomolecules, their structural units, that is the monomers, the name of the monomers, and their functions.